much for everyone. Informative, educative, and entertaining. Guaranteed to make your week. Motivational talks, man and women. News of happenings all around. For your best in sports, for your health tips, keep on watching Sunday Delight. Don't touch that dial. You're watching Sunday Delight. Don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday capsule. Don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday Delight.
Every week when we come to you on Sunday Delight, your Sunday capsule, we come with matters that matter to us. And we don't just raise alarm or talk about them. We try to find solution to them, and usually in finding solution to them, we do it together with you, trying to get to us, people amongst us that are best to talk in such field. Thank you for joining us on Sunday Delight, a Sunday capsule. If you've just joined us, we are just starting all the way, and our focus today is still going to be on rape. We cannot talk too much on rape until we have found out that we have got it down to the barest minimum or gotten to the 0 point. Okay, when we talk about rape, we also usually do it getting seasoned people that is going to talk to us and let us know more on how to handle this issue. Last week, my guest was Barrister Aisha, and she's still here. Okay, when we do that this week, we are also going to get your own opinion on what should be the punishment for rapists. This put together is going to make about 25 minutes together with us. While Sunday's Delight is entertaining, let's get this traditional dance at an occasion. I guess you'll love it. We'll soon be back. Nigeria is full of tradition, and when we talk about culture in diversity, Nigeria is reaching its one you just saw. Let us get now onto rape. And my guest, I told you, already seated here. We're going to be discussing rape, looking at the angle this time, local government areas in Sokoto State that are more prone to rape and rapists. Why? My guest is going to tell us about it. My guest is Barrister Aisha Mohammed Dansoho. Barrister, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Barrister, by the way, is Permanent Secretary, Women and Children Affairs for Sokoto State. We want to have you tell us, like we started last week, now our concentration on local governments that have the high rate of rape in Sokoto State. Should we start that way?
There are certain local governments that have high rates of reported cases of rape. Such local governments like Ilegala, Benji, at times Gorenyo, or Dengeshuni, or Sokoto North, the Sokoto metropolis. Why they have the high rate of numbers, it's because there are certain things in place or a reporting mechanism in those local governments. It's not that other local governments are not as high as that, but in these local governments that I mentioned, we have set in place like child protection committees, either set by STEER project. STEER project was in Sokoto from around 2017 to 2018 or 19, when they had child protection committees in 9 local governments. And then there are also other, like what we have now, another project in Sokoto called the Spotlight Initiative.
Okay.
The Spotlight Initiative also is now working in 4 local governments, and the reporting mechanism is the same. The child protection committees set by the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs in the state to report cases of rape, child abuses, and gender-based violence. That's why we have high rate of numbers of the cases. For Ilela, it's peculiar because it's a border town. Most of the trafficking in Nigeria passes through that end, and that's why Save the Child Initiative is working and based in Ilela. They have a contract with the Trafficking National NAPTIP, and they are settled there. They have a shelter there where most of the traffic cases or child abuses happen in that place, and it's reported and it's taken care by Save the Child Initiative. And that's why we have high number of reported cases, because of these mechanisms that are in place in those local governments. In those local governments that this mechanism is not in place, it's not that it doesn't occur, but no one is reporting, no one is taking responsibility of reporting and seeing things are done in the right direction.
From what you have tried to expose to us, border local governments are on high risk.
Yes.
I don't know, but we would like to know. At least there have been cases of rapists that are already caught. Are there more foreigners, or is still Nigerians committing this crime the more?
It's a mixture of foreigners and Nigerians in those local governments like Ilela and Sokoto Metropolis, because you have influx of people coming.
Even in Sokoto?
Even in Sokoto. And that's why we need to be careful in whatever we are doing, because if you have foreigners coming in to commit offenses in Nigeria, or when a child is being trafficked, you know, the child gets abused by the people taking them out, or it's like a trade. It was known to be a trade where you exploit children for sexual exploitation, and that's why NAPTIP was created to stop the menace of trafficking and sexual exploitation, because people were using it to have a means of money on the children, because they would tell the parents lies that it's business, money as usual, that we are going to take you to places where your child would have money, we'll put your child in school, but the parents are not aware that it is sexual exploitation that is happening.
Having told us about 4 local governments you have mentioned, of the 23 local governments in Sokoto State, you have mechanisms already put in place, and of course it's working. That's why we have been able to know that these areas, these are flashpoint areas. What of the remaining 17 local governments? Probably they are also happening. Are there things the state is doing to let us know if these other places too, these other local governments are also having quiet rape cases happening?
Like the 4 local governments I mentioned are 4 SI local governments, We started with 2 and we increased the number to two. But what we are trying to do making 4. For those 17 local governments that our hands have not reached, we're also doing awareness, sensitization, mobilizing people
all around them
through radio discussions, phone-in programs, training programs for social workers, in the 23 local governments, for some security agents in those remaining local governments. Like Project Alert is having 6 local governments instead of 4. They are ahead of us with about 3 local governments, that is Dengeshuni, Isa, and Goranyo. And that's why even in these localities we have set down mechanisms through Project Alert, because the mandate of Project Alert is to sensitize CSOs, train them, the local CPOs you have in the community areas, to report cases of rape, sodomy, and gender-based violence.
I want you to tell us about the role of the traditional rulers. In every local government, these traditional rulers really have hold over their areas. I don't know if they're really involved in the rape matter.
In this struggle that the ministry is doing, we have involved all the 86 district heads of Sokoto State. We have had several meetings, consultative meetings, trying to educate them on the vulnerability of children and the rape cases, child protection issues. We were once at the Palace of His Eminence the Sultan of Sokoto for a consultative meeting with all the 86 district heads, that is the Sultanate Council itself. We had several meetings with them until when His Eminence downsized the number for us and say we should use 15 district heads. He now said we should work with 15 district heads from the 3 senatorial zones, so that they step down the process to other members, since at the beginning we started with a large number. We had also had a consultation with the religious leaders, because the traditional and religious leaders are very key to this work. They have to understand it, they have to know what it takes, and the duty. At times, most of the things that happen in the communities, they are aware of it, and they are the key drivers of the people, and they are the gatekeepers, because for any project that you are going to take into any local government, you have to pass through the traditional, the religious leaders, the community members, for it to have acceptance.
I want to cut you here and then also want to pick on another very important key holder or stakeholder when it comes to rape. The women. We know what mothers are to children, and when we talk about children hawking, because the other time you took time to explain to us how much those children that stray and hawk are being abused. When we talk about mothers now, how do you engage mothers to ensure that they're able to hold their words, even if they will ask them to hawk, if they will send them on errands? How do mothers get involved in this fight so they know what to do?
That's very good. For the Ministry for Women Affairs and Children Affairs, you know, our major mandate is sensitization and raising awareness on issues. If we're addressing women and mothers, we match them together. We have a database of women associations. If it's VSLE, women coordinators, women's forum, so many forums for women. So we have the database. So we address these issues either by calling them for meetings, consultation, making them aware of their responsibilities as women, engaging them, because at times when you don't engage women, you are leaving a major part of the society behind. So that's why we always engage women. We have 23 women coordinators for each local government, At times, a phone call to them can make changes.
And are they really making the change?
They are making a lot of changes because of recent, during one of our engagements, we addressed an issue of women and their wards. Wards like children are under the care of the women most of the times. We picked that area and said, mothers, you have to put your children close to you. You have to allow, they are the first point, you are the first point of a child's worry. When a child has a worry, if the child cannot talk to his mom, who would the child talk to? And if the mom does not notice that there's something wrong with her child, then what is the mom doing? And that challenge brought a lot of progress for us, because during one of our visits to Ofarini Primary Healthcare Facility, we saw a group of women for ANC, and the director of women addressed them and said, okay, we are moving around, we want to sensitize you on gender-based violence because it's happening. It might be in the house, it might be outside. Watch over your kids. Don't allow your children to go astray. You have to take responsibility. If a child stays out late, you have to do something.
We need to take a break here. The matter really falls more on the women as gatekeepers in the home. Wherever children are, mothers should know where their children are. We are going to come back, but this break is to go and get Vox Pop, which Sunday Delight already got. Asking people what should be the punishment for a rapist. We'll come back to you to tell us what you feel they are. While we'll also get to discuss how we should manage our security in order not to have our wards raped or people raped. It's quite an interesting discussion with you, but we just need this break. We'll soon be back.
Dial. You're watching Sunday Delight, don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday capsule, don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday Delight.
What do you think should be the punishment for
Life imprisonment. That is just because you have put a pain in that person, something that can never be erased in that person. So that person should be jailed for life.
To me, anybody that rape someone, they should just cut his penis. That's my option now. Yes, they should cut his private part. That is the best.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's my own conviction that death penalty is the best, because it will serve more as deterrent to perpetrators of the act.
Even in Islam categorically clearly that anybody who committed such adultery, if he is married, he is going to be stoned. So since already over 1,000 years, Islamic made it clear that anybody found that he committed such a crime should be punished by death. So I am in support of this death penalty for anybody found that he committed this atrocity.
To my own opinion, killing of that person should not be the next idea, but at least like that kind of sentence to death, maybe in prison or 20 years imprisonment. Because leaving him in the society again will be another problem to other people again in the society.
Dial. You're watching Sunday Delight, don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday capsule, don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday Delight.
So interesting, isn't it? But so sad when we get to know that people get raped, and those are the reactions people expect should be punishment for them. All right, my guest is still in the studios talking about the Permanent Secretary Ministry for Women and Children Affairs, Sokoto State, Barrister Aisha Mohammed Dansuhu. Barrister.
Thank you once again.
Have you heard those reactions that a rapist should have either the genital organ cut, a rapist should go on life imprisonment, a rapist should be this, a rapist should be that? Those are people's opinion, but we all know that a rapist should not go free. What's your idea on punishment for rapists?
Okay, that's a good one, because it just reminds me of our last year's National Council on Women Affairs, the deliberations during the council. Several states like Jigawa, Niger, Kano, and some eastern states all came with a decision, a memo to the council, that the punishment for a rape perpetrator or a suspect should be his, they want a change in the punishment for rape, because if you say he should have life imprisonment, that means the government will still take care of him in prison. Another group said they don't want life imprisonment. Another group said they want him to live, but on unhappy life. He should take responsibility of his family, but the joy of life should be taken away from him. Should be taken away from him. And it was a real issue for that council meeting, because deliberations were, everybody was saying their own view, but the ones that had it was that his genital organs should be cut off, so that he lives with his family unpunished, but the joy of life, he takes the responsibility of his family, because if you imprison him, he would have stay in the prison, and then he will leave his family to be suffering, maybe to be on a kind of support. You have to train his family, and then he has to be fed by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And people saw it as something that should stop like that. Okay. But as a law practitioner, you know, we are guided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which gives everybody the right to life and has the direction for everybody in the country. There are certain laws, like in the south you have the criminal code, in the north you have the penal code. These laws were in place to punish and to make sure that some kind of punishments have a deterrent mechanism. And that's why we have to live by the present law. Although in 2015 also we had the VAB Act passed by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is another aspect of the law which now people are calling states to domesticate, so that it can address other issues that the penal law and the criminal law does not address. So, but as a law officer, we have to abide by the laws of the country and make sure that due processes are being followed. The maximum punishment in the penal code is life imprisonment or 14 years, and that can be determined by the judicial officer.
But for now, alternative punishments are not yet passed into law.
Yes.
And they cannot, under any condition, be emitted on anyone.
Yes, those cries in the National Council was for us to create amends, to move for amendments in those provisions of the law.
The issue of rape is continuous and so painful in our hearts are bleeding. We just pray and we hope that as we act to fight against rape, is going to stop very soon. Why we call it quit? What is your bang to everyone that needs to know something about rape?
Wow. My bang is a call.
It's a call.
It's a call for people to know that there are services available.
Okay.
Because what I see and what I have learned from all what we've been doing is that people are not aware of services for them. So the services are there, and most of them are free for you to come into to receive the requisite care you will need, and its quality.
And to report.
And to report.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm grateful to you, and wishing you the best as you keep on fight against rape and rapists.
Thank you very much.
Well, this is how much we can have it on Sunday Delight, your Sunday capsule. And the good news here is that the services are there, at least to get back people who are survivors of rape, to get back themselves back, their joy, their peace, their rest, and to just join us back in the society as normal human beings. When you think about Sunday Delight, your Sunday capsule is this program that will always get you to know what you need to know. And that we have just done this week, saying thank you for joining us this week. Next week is not going to be less better. God bless you. Goodbye.
NTA Sokoto is now everywhere you are. Straight from your Android phone, you can now watch a wide range of our programs. Stay abreast with latest news. Be entertained, as well as promote your goods and services. Simply subscribe to NTA Sokoto social media accounts via Facebook, NTA Sokoto News Update, YouTube, NTA Sokoto live stream, and follow us on our website at www.ntasokoto.com as you watch, subscribe, like, and share with your loved ones. So, what are you waiting for? Launch that vital search on your Android phones now, and you will be glad you did. NTA Sokoto, keeping you abreast anywhere, anytime.
This is Sunday Delight, a must-watch for everyone. Informative, educative, and entertaining. Guaranteed to make your week. Motivational talks, man and women. News of happenings all around. For your best in sports, for your health tips, keep on watching Sunday Delight. Don't touch that dial. You're watching Sunday Delight. Don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday capsule. Don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday